Okay, so far we are done with integers and floats, and let's talk about strings. Now, string is a topic which is somewhere in between basic data types and advanced data types. So we will learn a little bit about strings right now, and then in the comprehensive details of strings will come along with the list, tuple, sets, and dictionaries when we will talk about the advanced data types. So the introduction to strings is going to be the following. We have learned that how string is denoted. String is denoted by the double quotation marks or even the single quotation marks as well, but I prefer using double quotations. So the first string that we have used is hello, come on, word, right? This is the first string that we have used. We can also store this string in a variable as well, just like integers. So if I run this now, nothing is output because we are simply performing an assignment operation over here. And then if I say hello, so it is printing out hello word, right? Okay, so what if I have multiple strings? For example, greets, another string that is called greets. I'll say, how are you? Okay, this is my another string. You might be wondering that why I'm adding this question mark over here. This does not belong to the English characters. The thing is, anything on your keyboard can be a part of string if it is inside the quotation marks. For example, I can write 12 as well. Since it is inside the quotation marks, so it is not the 12 from integer. It is 12 as a character over here. Okay, cool. So I have hello word over here. If I want to print greet, what happens? It gives me the error. Guess why? Come on, guess why? The same thing. I did not execute this cell. Okay, let me run it. Now it works, right? So it says hello. It says how are you? Now let me show you a thing that might be dumb or might be cool for you, right? So if I say hello, which is what? Which is a string, right? Then I say plus, and I say greets. What do you think? This expression makes any sense or not? Yeah, this expression makes sense if we are doing something like num1 plus num2, because we know they both are integers or at least numerical variables. But these two, they are strings. Come on. What do we mean by adding hello word, which is hello, and how are you, which is greetings? How can we add them? But let's see what happens. Running it. Here we go. What happens actually? They are concatenated. So both of strings are joined together. It is called string concatenation. So basically, the same operator, plus operator, if it is there in between two numerical variables, it acts differently. It adds them. But if it is in between two strings, it concatenates them, right? For example, we can also do something like adding another plus sign. So here I can add an empty string. So this is, by the way, not an empty string. There is an empty space. An empty space is typically called as white space, is also a valid character, is also a valid string. So what will happen? Hello string will be concatenated with this white space, will be concatenated with greets. So if I run this, here we go. Now you see hello word and how are you. Both of these strings have space between them, right? So just like we can add as many numbers as we want, we can concatenate as many strings as we want, right? And also we can use the same thing in print statement as well. This is how it works. Nothing changes. But the warning is we cannot do something like this. Hello plus num1. Now, hello is a string, right? If you have any doubt, you can go to the type function. You can say, hey, what is hello? It tells you it is str, which is string, okay? So if I say hello, which is a string, plus num1, which is a numerical value, run it, it gives me an error. It says type error. The types are not matching to each other, right? I can add string into string, and I can add number into a number. Even if in a string, let's say I have I'll say str underscore number, So in a string, I'll store 1, 2, 3, which is a number, right? And now if I say str underscore number, and then I say plus num1. Now num1 is an integer. Str num, it also looks like an integer, but since it is encapsulated inside quotation marks, so it is not an integer anymore. It will act like a string. So if I run it, it is a string. Yeah. Now, there might be a question in your mind. Can we convert these kind of strings that contain numbers into numerical values? Or can we convert any numerical values into strings? Can we convert one type of data into another type of data? Yeah, these are the questions that should be in your mind, because the answer is in the next video. And by the way, we are not done with strings. We are just pausing this topic over here, and then when we will talk about the advanced data types, we will continue talking about strings right here.